ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Chairman of the Board.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, baby. I was wrong when I said that I didn't want you no more. Now you're gone, I'm all alone, hoping you walk back through that door. Girl, my heart is filled with pain. Since you've been gone, I'm going insane. I'm going insane. Yeah.
All I need is you tonight.
I swear that I do.
All I need is you tonight.
This time I'll be true.
All I need is you tonight.
And love only you.
All I need is you here with me, baby.
Oh, girl, please come back. This time, I promise
I'll treat you good.
Cross my heart, hope to die if I don't do what I
should.
Girl, without you, I've been so blue.
Without you, I've been so blue.
I just realized I
still love you. I still love you. All I need is you tonight.
I swear that I do.
All I need is you tonight.
This time I'll be true.
All I need is you tonight.
And love only you.
All I need is you here with me, baby. All I need is you tonight.
I swear that I do.
All I need is you tonight.
This time I'll be true.
All I need is you tonight.
And love only you.
All I need is you here with me, baby. Tell myself, don't want no one else.
No one
Baby,
else.
all I want
is you.
Baby, I tell myself, don't want no one else. Baby, all I want is you. I'll treat you good. I'll do what I should. Girl, I'm down on my knees. Baby, I'm begging you, please. I've been so rude. Ooh, I just realized I still love you. Oh, all I need is you tonight.
All I need is you tonight.
All I need is you tonight. All I need is you tonight.
I'm down on my knees.
All I need is you with me, baby. All I need is you tonight.
Come back to me.
All I need is you tonight.
Baby.
All I need is you tonight.
Come back to me.
All I need is you tonight.
I'm begging you, please.
All I need is you tonight.
Come back to me.
All I need is you, baby. All I need is you tonight. All I need is you tonight. All I.
As you know, Detroit is known for a lot of things. The Cars, 8th Mile, mental toughness, and of course the Motown sound. However, along with the Motown sound and the records, there were a lot of great soul singers and groups that came out of that area. One of them we will feature on this show tonight with hits like Give Me Just a Little Bit More Time, Patches, and Pay to the Piper. This legendary soul band has solidified their place in soul music history. So, Chairman of the Board is here tonight, right here with a new outlook, new music, and they're going to be right here on the record shop. Give it up, Chairman of the Board. All right. So, gentlemen, welcome to Philly. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
All right. So I want to have this question for Mr. Ken Knox, who is one of the originals of this group. And if you could introduce the group and where each person has come from,
Okay.
that'd be great.
This is Thomas Hunter from Charlotte, North Carolina. This is Brandon Stevens from Rock Hill, South Carolina. The Kid.
Okay.
And I'm Ken Knox. I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit. Okay, Mr. Knox, tell us how the group got together and like where the name came from, and you know how this whole thing was formed.
I'll do my best. General Johnson, Danny Woods, and I need applause because I've lost these guys. General Johnson,
Yeah.
Danny Woods, and there was two other members, Harrison Kennedy from Canada, and there was another guy from Philly, and I cannot think of his name right now. Eddie Custis, what's his name? Remember that? Yeah, all right. So back in the day, Holland Dozier Holland founded the group. And everybody knows about Holland Dozier Holland, their songwriting ability. Everything they touched turned to gold.
Yes.
The first song was Give Me Just a Little More Time, written by Holland Dozier Holland. And we lost another person who wrote Give Me Just a Little More Time. That was Mr. Ronald Dunbar. Just lost him 2 days ago. He wrote for Free the Pain, Band of Gold, Give Me Just a Little More Time. So anyway, the group was founded in Detroit through Holland Dozier Holland.
Oh, wow, man. Well, I know you guys are a staple in Detroit, but I hear that you've moved to the Carolinas.
Yeah,
For-
we, matter of fact, we toured nationally, General, Danny and myself. We toured nationally, and matter of fact, the last time I was in Philadelphia was in 1974, over at the Uptown Theater. And I remember this lady across the street used to serve all the artists food. Y'all remember that? I wish she was still here. But anyway, we traveled nationally and internationally, things like that. In fact, we traveled with Earl. We did shows with Earl over in London, Mr. Earl Young, I should say. And the fact is, you know, it's sort of, when you're in this national spotlight, you have to be on top because every second there's a new record coming out from someone else, and it's just too much stress in a way. So General came with this idea, let's move south. He said, there's a music called beach music. And I'm saying, Beach Boys? Jan and Dean? He said, no, old school R&B. So we came south to the Carolinas, and we set up home there. We had our own record label called Surfside Records, and we continued to record on our terms instead of, you know, record company, you know, major companies. So we found a niche market. We've been in it. I mean, a lot of people thought Chairman of the Board was gone, but we've been down there in that Carolinas for the past 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So very, very fortunate. And and as I mentioned earlier, we lost General in 2010. He was, him and I, he was a principal songwriter. His hits were patches. His hits were want ads. His hits were bring the boys home, free the pain. You know, so this, I sat next to, it was a bit intimidating, but it was a learning thing for me because I spent 40 years with him. And so we did most of our recording in the South. And that's how these two guys came in. But to answer your question, General and Danny Woods, Pay to the Piper. If anybody remember Pay to the Piper.
Yeah.
Mr. Energy. So anyway, I lost those two guys. Danny just died in January of this year, and General in 2010. And one of the things that General asked me to do was to continue our legacy. Because like I said, I spent 40-some years with these guys. And, but we did like coming to, even though we only came once to Philly, we love coming here. And thank you guys for coming out today. Come on.
Come on, give yourself a hand.
Yeah. All right. That's good.
All right. Well, so let's talk about the new music. What inspired the new record? Who you worked with? Your new label?
Okay. Well, if I can just go back a little bit. When they passed, I was asked to continue the legacy, you know. So I recruited, Thomas Hunter was the first person. Okay. And you can ask him about how he came to be.
Yeah, well, I came to the group as, through a mutual friend of Ken and mine. He had heard some material that I had done previously and had come out to see me. I used to be a solo act, and had come out to see me several times in the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, where I live. And he introduced me to Ken, and he told me not to ever say anything about Ken cutting his hair. But well, you know, and then the rest is history. Actually, I joined with the Chairmen of the Board in 2010, and the rest is history. We are embarking upon a new legacy.
Oh, that's what's up. Brandon.
Yeah, I came into the group about 5.5 years ago through a mutual friend as well. Ken had released a song called the Carolina Shuffle, which was played at Carolina Panthers home games. And so it's a dance song, kind of similar to the Cupid Shuffle. So a friend of mine, he was a DJ, he had a rap verse on the song. He said Ken was looking for a new background singer for the backup band called The Executives. So I auditioned in the summer of 2012. Didn't get it initially, but Ken called me back a few months later, brought me in, and then later on, opportunity came for me to join Ken and Thomas as a chairman of the board. So we've been rolling ever since then, and ever since we put out the new EP last year, a lot of things have been opening up for us.
That's what's up. Now I'm going to assume you're the youngest of the group.
Yeah, Ken is a little known fact. Ken is actually my grandfather.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here as a guy who can, create that bridge to, a younger generation of music fans. But the stuff that we do is, very much rooted in Motown and Philly soul, and I love it. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, cool, absolutely.
The question you asked, how the new project came to be.
Yes, sir.
McKinley Jackson, who was a friend of mine, was actually a arranger for Chairman of the Board and all the Invictus acts back in the day. He worked with Marvin Gaye. He's Marvin Gaye's last musical director. He just came out the road with the Temptations. And he's also the person who introduced me to Dr. Melvin Steels. And he said, Ken, I want you to listen. I'm gonna call somebody. So when I get on the phone, there's Melvin. And the three of us talked for about 45 minutes. Melvin was driving somewhere. I was hoping he didn't run anything, but it was a great conversation. And it was something that I was looking for because Chairman of the Board is a brand. This brand has been around since 1970. And when I heard that Melvin was the writer behind Could It Be I'm Falling in Love, I said, this is it. You know, I told the guys, I said, here's an opportunity for us to put out an EP and later on an album and work with true professionals, McKinley Jackson, Melvin Steels, and Mervyn Steels. And some fine musicians that's here tonight, Alfie Pollard. and some fine musicians that played on the album. So the marriage between us, I think, is good for us.
Who else did you work with on this album? I know there were some other people that you worked with. I know you worked with Alfie, and you said
McKinley Jackson.
McKinley Jackson. Did you work with the famous Steel brothers, Maestro and Lyric?
No, not into this project.
Not yet?
To this project.
To this project?
Yeah, we're doing it now.
Okay.
Well, we finished the project.
Right, I'm talking, did they write for you?
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they did, and
that's very
we're honored.
Very
honored.
Very good stuff. What's next for you guys? What's the next step? I know you released a new record, you got a new outlook. What's next?
Well, we're going to continue to move forward. That's what's next. Right. You know, hopefully, you know, we're going to from this EP, it's going to generate an album, or a CD, so we say now. And we're going to take it from there, and we've got lots of great music for our fans that's waiting in the wings. And being with the Mo Philly label, we're looking for great things to happen.
Now here you're getting ready to go over across the pond, as they say.
Oh yes, we are on, as a matter of fact, this Monday, we will be going to Europe for a tour.
Wow.
First stop in London.
How long are you over there for?
2-week tour.
2-week tour?
We was, back in the day, in the 70s, like I said, I mentioned Earl, we used to do shows over there all the time in the 70s. That was like a second home to most of the American acts. And, but the opportunity came again because people were looking to see what I was doing from over there to keep this legacy alive. And so they started bringing us back over, and now we're back for another tour and going back in January. So things, I mean, the music speaks for itself, the act speaks for itself, and the fans are loving it.
You know what, this is great stuff. You know, but I think we're ready for a performance from you guys. Y'all ready? Yeah!
Well, go ahead. Come on.
Okay, yeah. Up next, the legendary Chairmen of the Board will perform from their new record and maybe throw a classic in there just for you, right here on The Record Shop.
If I had only taken the time to say the words that you so desperately wanted to hear, today I'd be a happy man. Instead of sitting here all by myself, alone, shedding tear after tear.
Morning is breaking, and so is my heart.
So is my heart.
It ain't stopped aching since we've been apart. I can't stand waking in this empty bed. Constantly thinking of words left unsaid. I'm constantly thinking of words left unsaid. My eyes examine each part of the room. Each holds a memory of feelings of gloom. I can't stand waking in this empty bed. Constantly thinking of of words left unsaid. I'm constantly thinking of words left unsaid.
I wish that I could climb into the sky and turn back the hands of time to the days when you were mine. But it's too late. The fickle hand of fate took you away from me before I could make you see. Deep in my heart, there's a love so true, a special kind of love, and I'm saving it just for you. Just for you.
Darkness is falling, and so are my tears.
So are my tears.
Your name I'm calling, but nobody hears. I can't stay awake in this lonely bed.
This lonely bed.
I'm constantly thinking of words left unsaid. I'm constantly thinking of words left unsaid. Girl, I want you to know I can't keep my mind off of you. I can't keep my mind off of you, yeah. I'm constantly thinking, and I'm thinking, baby, said I can't stand it, no. Constantly thinking of words left unsaid. I should have told you, baby. Girl, I'm constantly thinking about the things I should have said. Running around in my head. Why didn't I tell you, girl?
Listen, brothers, never be ashamed or afraid to say, I love you to the one you really love. Always take the time to tell her that she's the only one that you're thinking
And I
of.
can't stop thinking, baby.
Leave no words
I'm
unsaid.
constantly thinking of words left unsaid. Dark thoughts keep running around in my head. Constantly thinking of words left unsaid.
Yeah.
Our love will surely grow. Give me just a little more time,
Just a little more
and our love will surely grow.
Just a little more time.
Life's too short to make a mistake. Let's think of each other and hesitate. Young and impatient we may be. There's no need to act foolishly. If we part, our hearts won't forget it. Years from now, we'll surely regret it. Just give me just a little more time.
Give me just a little more
and
time.
our love will surely grow.
Give me just a little more time.
Give me just a little more
Give me
time.
just a little more
And
time.
our love will surely grow.
Give me just a little more time.
You're young, you're in a hurry. You're eager for love, but don't you worry. We both want the sweetness in life, but these things don't come overnight. Don't give up, cause love seems slow. Girl, we're gonna succeed with another blow. Just give me just a little more
Give me
time,
just a little more
and
time.
our love will surely grow.
Give me just a little more
Give
time.
me just a little more
Give me
time,
just a little more
and
time.
our love will surely grow.
Give me just a little more
Ooh,
time.
baby, my baby, my baby, baby. Ooh, baby, my baby, baby.
mountain we must climb. Let's climb it together, your hand in mine. We haven't known each other too long, but this feeling I have is so, so strong. I know we can make it, there's no doubt. We owe it to ourselves to find it out. Just give me just a little more time, and our love will surely grow. Brrr, give me just a little more time.
Give me just a little more
and
time.
our love will surely grow.
Give me just a little more
Give
time.
me just a little more
Give
time.
me just a little more
and
time.
our love will surely grow.
Give me just a little more time.
Baby, my baby,
Give me just a little more
my
time.
baby,
Give me just a little more time.
baby, my
Give
baby,
me just a little more
my
time.
baby.
Give me just a little more time. Give me just a little more time.
All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Woo.
Thank you. We're gonna play some original songs for you guys that you don't know.
I see you sitting out by yourself now. You got to get it on up. I want the Whiskeyhickon Boys gonna give us some help. You got to shake your hips, baby. I'm gonna bring you side to side now. I'm back along the key. Oh, baby, don't hurt nobody. I'm looking at you. baby, don't make me cry. Can I get another girl? Can I get a ticket to ride? I put the money in the bed. Get some mama, gotta get some blood in it, put it back. Got to get some mama, gotta get some mama. She's got me saying, I know you got me cussing. I know, goddamn it. I'm letting that mother baby, she's got me praying. Lord, have mercy. Ooh, baby, this is moving right. The way you shake your booty. Drop me out of my mind. I didn't see you walk away from that guy. I want you leave that guy behind. Let the Whiskeyhickon Boys take you home tonight. I'm I've been down so long. Think it's time to get this party started. I've been down so long. Think it's time to get this party started. Juicy into the touch. The bus got get one on the phone. Juicy into the touch. The bus got get one on the phone. Juicy into the touch. The bus got get one on the phone. Juicy into the touch. The bus got get one on the phone. I've been down so long. Think it's time to get this party started. I've been down so long. Think it's time to get this party started. Juicy into the touch. Juicy into the touch. The bus got get one on the phone. Juicy into the touch. The bus got get one on the phone. Juicy into the touch. The bus got get one on the phone. You gonna shoot your eye out. Don't put anything at me. You gonna shoot your eye out. Don't put anything at me. You gonna shoot your eye out. I've been down so long. It's time to get this party started. I've been down so long. It's time to get this party started. You say you touch. Two bodies can't get one on the phone. You say you touch. Two bodies can't get one on the phone. You say you touch. Two bodies can't get one on the phone. Hey man, can I take it to the British? I didn't quite hear that. Hey man, can I take it to the British? Can I take it to the British? We're cool.